All right, hello everybody. This is the first time I've shown my face so far while I've been on vacation. I've been doing a lot of little iPhone videos that you guys seem to like, so I'm glad you're liking those. Since I'm on vacation and just kind of relaxing this week, I just wanted to keep it low-key and didn't really want to get out all my video equipment, my lapel microphone and everything. But I have kind of a free, chilled out moment here, so I thought I'd do a quick Q&A. This is a video that I've wanted to do for a while because I get a lot of questions. And so I just kind of chose some questions randomly and kind of compiled them in my notes here on my phone. And I'm hoping that this answers some of your questions. These seem to be pretty popular ones that I get all the time. So I thought, why not on this gorgeous day in the Gulf Coast? Why not make a quick Q&A video and enjoy myself in the sun? It's a little chilly today, but it feels good. There's a really, really nice breeze up here. We're on the 20th floor of a condo. So it's definitely a little windy, so that's why I'm wearing long sleeves if you're wondering, but it's a real light pullover and I'm just wearing it really just to make sure I don't get too cold, but I mean it feels great here. It's in the it's probably in the I don't know, I guess 80s, low 80s, and it's been beautiful all week. The water's been crystal clear, all these emerald greens and light blues. It's been an amazing week. Today is our last day here. And then we go back home and back to the regular routine of videos and all that good stuff. But hopefully I've gotten a lot of good video footage here that I can edit when I get home and release some more videos. I've done a landscape photography vlog while I've been here, by the way, which I'll release when I get back. But let's go ahead and jump into this Q&A. So I just picked a few questions here. So question number one. Eric, what inspired you to be a photographer? So I'm going to give just kind of real quick answers to all these questions, by the way, just so that way the video is not like 2 hours long. What inspired me to be a photographer, or I guess what kind of spawned the whole thing, is me and my family, when I was really young, I guess I was in, at the end of elementary school, we traveled with my dad for about a year, all the way across the U.S. In different states. We would stay for a month at a time, and on that whole year, my dad bought my mom this film camera. It was an old Canon film camera, and she didn't really use it that much, and so I begged her by the time we got to the Grand Canyon. I said, can I be in charge of this camera and shooting pictures and making memories for this year that we have on the road? And she said, yeah, that'd be great. That way I don't have to worry with it. I don't have to bother with, making sure I get the right moment. So she just gave me this little kid, right? This nice, expensive film camera with these lenses. And I just kind of figured out how to use it. And that's when I just really felt like, empowered and like that I had this cool, responsibility to make memories for that year that we just drove from state to state. So that's what kind of made me fall in love with the idea that I could just do that I had the power to be able to have this thing in my hand that I could snap pictures and make memories, and I could always go back and look at those pictures and it would spawn fun memories, and it was just, that I could create feeling and emotion out of a still image. It was just very cool. So that's what kind of spawned that. My mom saying yes to me, you can handle my film camera. She pretty much just gave it to me the whole trip. Next question. How is your baby doing? She's doing great. My daughter Scarlett is almost 6 months old, and this is her first time to the beach, by the way, and she's loving it. She's been great. We introduced her to the sand and the pool, and she's just so intrigued by all of it, and some of it she doesn't like. So we tried the first night. We tried to putting her. Try to get her footprints in the sand so I could get a picture of it, and she did not like that very much. But she likes the pool better than the sand, I think. So anyway, she's doing great. What is your coolest Lord of the Rings memorabilia? So I guess my coolest piece of Lord of the Rings memorabilia. I'll show you guys when I get home, but I have a framed piece of film, actually from the movies. It's an actual scanned piece of film that they just cut out of the movie. So it was actually cut by whoever cut the film on the Lord of the Rings movies, and they framed it and sold them. It has a certificate of authenticity, so I actually have that piece of film, which is really cool. How did you learn to post-process your photos the way you do? You know, really, I never really like learned to post-process my photos. I just kind of evolved my own way. And, you know, one thing that I firmly believe is that I believe that you should never just have one way of post-processing your photos. I always change it up a bit. So, you know, if every couple of years I'll change around my workflow. Now, I typically always organize my photos the same way, but I'll always kind of change up the way I process them. So if there's new software that's introduced into the market, or if I don't know, if I get a different camera with a different sensor that requires something different, maybe, you know, for example, there's some cameras where I would only use Capture One versus Lightroom, because Capture One kind of controls the colors a little better. So it just kind of depends, but I didn't really learn to post-process. I just kind of dug into the software and made a lot of terrible mistakes, and I had enough people tell me that my photos looked absolutely awful until I figured out a way to make them not look so bad, and I just kind of evolved it from there. But yeah, I didn't really go to like a teacher to you know, teach me how to use the software. I just kind of played around with a bunch of different ones until I found a workflow that I liked, and it's ever evolving. It changes all the time. So I never have like one specific way of doing things, which I think is great, because you always need to, you know, change with new technology and kind of evolve your style and your technique, and that's what keeps all of your art unique, which is great. Next question, what is your favorite food? I don't know if I have one specific type of food, or one specific dish, I should say, but the genre of food would be seafood, which it's really good that I'm on the coast right now, because I've been eating fish and shrimp and oysters like every single night. So anything seafood, put it on my plate and I'll eat it. Next question. Now I put this question in here because I've actually gotten this email before, so I figured I would answer it on camera. This question just simply says, Eric, why are you fat? I like food. I like to eat. Sometimes I eat too much of it. So I'm always working on that, by the way. I always like to stay active and keep exercising. And matter of fact, in the past month, I've lost about 15 pounds. So I'm always trying to get that off. But yes, I know I'm fat. Thank you for letting me know. Will you ever be doing a photo workshop in the United Kingdom? In the UK. You know, actually, I was thinking about coming to the UK next year, 2017. I don't know exactly where yet. But as I continue building an audience over there, I was actually thinking about doing like a 3-day workshop over there. So if anyone is in the UK watching this and you know of like an amazing location to do a 3-day workshop, let me know, and maybe I can collaborate with you, and we can work out something and figure out the logistics behind the trip, because I would love to come to the UK to do a workshop. What was your first camera? My first camera, other than the film camera that my mom got me, which was some old Canon film camera, it was a Nikon D80 or D70, I don't remember, but it was a tiny little DSLR, and it was a crop sensor. I think it was like 8 megapixels. So yeah, and then from there I got the D90 and the D300 and then the D3, and just evolved from there. But I think it was the D70 or D80, one of those two. Is your wife also a photographer? She's not, actually. She is a travel agent that specializes in Disney vacations. That's all she does, is everything Disney. So we have a happy little life and happy jobs together. So I get to do photography, and she gets to do all the Disney stuff, because me and my wife are obsessed with Disney World and Disney everything. We even spent our honeymoon in Disney World. So yeah, she books people's Disney trips, including ours. That's what she does. She loves Disney World. So next question, why did you start making videos on YouTube? That's a good question. So because I've been doing photography for about 15 years or so, but I've started making YouTube videos because me as a photographer trying to find a resource on YouTube that would just give you like really good, honest, genuine information without being bought and paid for by a camera store or by some kind of, you know, camera brand or camera bag brand was really hard to find. A lot of the photographers, the big names, are just bought and paid for by some kind of sponsor, and I don't want to be that way. You know, if I have a feeling or a thought on something, I want to be able to just turn on the camera and start talking. And give you guys good information. I don't want to have to wait on getting approval from some camera manufacturer to tell me what to say. And that's not talking bad about the other photographers, by the way. I'm sure they make good money doing that. I'm sure they're happy doing that, and that's fine. A lot of people like them. I just wanted to kind of, you know, mix in a little bit of a difference and kind of, I don't know, stir the pot a little bit and get another flavor of videos in there. So, next question. What is your favorite place to go in the world? Probably Disney World. I know that's a really lame answer, but Disney World and then New Zealand would be my next for sure, which I plan to go to New Zealand maybe next year, 2017, maybe the year after that, but it's going to be in the next couple of years. I'm going to go to New Zealand, and I'm going to do a lot of videos from there. What is your best advice for selling prints? Now, this is a question I get a lot, so that's why I put that in here. My best advice for selling prints is simply to create value out of yourself and create value out of your prints, because when you first start out, no one's going to know who so-and-so photographer is, right? No one's going to know who Eric Marks or whoever you are. They're not going to know your name like they would a Thomas Kincaid or a Bob Ross, the old painters. So what you should do is not put all of your work for sale. The biggest mistake I see people trying to sell prints make is that every single photo they take, they put it for sale. And the reason why I think that's a mistake is because not every single photo you take is a 5-star, amazing, scene-stealing portfolio shot. And if I go to your website looking for a print and I see that there are 250 pictures for print, number one, you're actually giving the customer too much power to make a decision, and sometimes because of that, they don't make a decision. They just sit there all day and go, man, which one should I get? There's 250 options. Sometimes it's best to give them less options, much less options, so that they have to make a decision. And so what I do is I normally pick about 1 or 2 prints about every 15 or 30 days, and I'll limit it. And I'll make it a limited edition, and I'll only run it for about 15 days so that my clients, if they want it, or even other photographers or whatever that want my prints, they have about 15 to 30 days to buy those prints. So I put kind of a time frame on it. And I don't do that to be mean. I do that because I might never sell those prints again. It is truly limited edition. You get an email, certificate of authenticity, the whole deal. So create value out of your prints by limiting the options to your clients, putting a time frame on the print, right? You want to make it seem as important as it is. It is a personal piece of art that you have created to put out there to the world, and you should make it seem like that when customers come to your website to try to buy it. So that was the last question. I hope you guys liked this quick little Q&A video that probably didn't turn out so quick after all. I have a tough time doing quick videos, but I'm not complaining. It's a beautiful day out here on the ocean, and in just a few minutes, we're about to go get some lunch at a place on a marina. So that's going to be awesome too, sitting by the water, eating some seafood. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you would like to stay up to date on all of my latest photography videos and adventures, click the big subscribe button below. And if you would like to find out more about me and how to become a great photographer, visit my website at findingmiddleearth.com.